Happy New Year, guys. This is the intro video to the new free QTA, which is just short for quant trading app Darkpool Thinkorswim script. On my chart right now, the Darkpool script has been installed, but I will walk you guys through the process of how you can actually get these levels on your chart. The script is available for free for any member that is part of the Quant Trading App Discord server. You guys know this alerts tab right here. For the past couple years, the free script has been the open interest script. Now we have the Darkpool script and the open interest script. Again, everything in this tab here is available for free. So every morning, you guys will get the notification that the new Darkpool script is available. It is recommended to update it at least once a week. You can update it every day if you'd like, because if Quant Trading App spots any new Darkpool activity, it will actually update the levels. The way this works is once you get the notification here, just like you've been doing with the open interest script, you simply click this level and it will bring you to Quant Trading App. If you're already logged in on the sites, there it goes. It pops it up right here, and this is how you get to this page. And all you have to do is just click this and it copies the code, and then you paste it into your Thinkorswim platform. If you've never installed a Thinkorswim script before, I recommend just checking out this installation guide, as it has a walkthrough with the steps right here. So you can just scroll back to step 1 and then follow the steps within this slideshow right here. So step 1, step 2, I believe there are 8 steps in total, just walking you through how to install any script in Thinkorswim. So if we come back to the free study, again, all you have to do is just click here. It's automatically copied to your clipboard. The script itself, if we actually head over to a chart, will look something like this. The dark blue levels are the levels that have the highest Darkpool activity that was found. So we have the really dark blue, and then we have a lighter dark blue. This would be the second highest Darkpool activity found. And then everything else in between are the third, fourth, and fifth largest Darkpool activity found. And if you guys can notice, there are slight variations between the gray. This one being the thinnest, so you can pay attention to the lines right here. This gray level is a little bit thicker, so it just means there's a little bit heavier Darkpool activity. The point is, though, if you take a look at this here, this is the S&P 500. Today's Monday, January 1st, so the market is closed. So we're starting off the year here. It's analyzing the previous 30 days worth of trading activity, so a little over 1 month worth of trading days, and trying to find any Darkpool activity. As you guys can notice, between 469 and 470, there's been a lot of Darkpool activity here, so that's why these levels are all clumped up together. We don't have control over this. This is just a visual representation of what Quant Trading App actually found, and it put it on our charts, and then it's letting us know something major was found up here. If we were to jump to something like the QQQ, and let's see what we find, we can see there's been a lot of Darkpool activity between the 403 to the 404.5 region. And let's check out something like the IWM, which is the Russell 2000. And here we go. This is letting us know that there is a lot of Darkpool activity between this region here and here, or at least it found a lot of Darkpool activity. So I'm assuming whatever happened on this gap up here caused a lot of major institutional transactions. And that's why 3 out of the 5 most highest Darkpool activities all ended up being right within this vicinity. If we jump back to the SPY for a second, or actually take a look at one more symbol, let's look at something like Tesla, which is an individual stock here. This is pretty simple to see. The dark blue levels right here, this is the highest Darkpool activity that's been found over the past 30 days. This right at this level, and then the second highest is down here, and then you guys at this point should be able to understand this right here would be the third highest. Then we have the fourth highest would be this one here, and then lastly the fifth highest. I'm just paying attention to how thin these levels are. The thinner they are, the less significance the Darkpool levels are. However, it's still registered as a Darkpool level, so it can be an area of interest to take note of. We'll jump back to the SPY before we come back to Tesla. And if you're curious as to what a Darkpool level is, I would highly recommend 2 sources. First of all, check out the Investopedia article on Darkpools. You can just do a Google search for Investopedia Darkpool Levels. And if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, I recommend this book here. I purchased it early on when I first started learning to trade, and then I realized I didn't really need to learn exactly all the dynamics about how Darkpool activity actually happened, because at the end of the day, I'm not trading at an institutional level. For us retail traders, the thing that we're really using this information for is to understand key inflection points or price levels that can act as potential support or resistance levels. I recommend using the Darkpool levels with the open interest script, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But before we do that, let's actually head over to this tab that I have open here. In the background, I have the Quant Trading App volume profile script. I want to point out something, because every single study or script or thing you add to your chart is probably going to overlap with something else, and it's just going to be something that might reinforce what you might already know. In this case here, I have the volume profile set to the weekly aggregate. So each of these blocks right here is aggregating 1 full week worth of trading activity, and then it is showing us the volume profile for that week with the point of control for that week. And I want you guys to take note of here. If we take a look in the background, you guys can see all of these high volume nodes back there, and look at the point of control. It is right in the mix of all of the Darkpool activity. If we jump up here, look at all the high volume nodes in the background, and then this golden yellow line right here is the point of control. It is coinciding right with the highest Darkpool activity that was found for the last 30 days. That is not really a coincidence. The volume profile is showing us one thing, and the Darkpool activity is showing us another thing. However, Darkpool activity is usually going to have a lot of volume, and that's also going to affect the volume profile script. As you guys can see here, it didn't mark one up for this area here. So using the volume profile, you can actually put another zone on your chart, put a point of control right here, and then you have another key area of interest. By layering these two studies together, that can help. But if we head back to this tab here, I want to show you guys something. If we were to turn on our studies, I'm going to just add the QTA open interest script. Let's just add that to our chart, press apply and OK. And now we have high open interest levels. We also have the Darkpool levels. And now, without even spending any time drawing support and resistance levels, supply and demand zones, between these two studies and also the free volume profile script, you should be able to spot very key inflection points as well as supply and demand zones. If we were to check out a different symbol, let's just jump back around now. Let's take a look at the QQQ. Here we go. We have, you guys know what these levels are. If you're new again to Quant Trading App and you haven't seen any of this before, the open interest script is also free. It's available right here. When you log in, again, once you have a Discord account, you just click the link in the Discord video. It'll ask you to log in with your Discord. All you have to do is just press the login button, and it brings you straight to this page. You copy, and then you install the script. This video right here explains how to use the open interest Thinkscript levels, as well as how to install it and update the levels. So between this one here and then the Darkpool levels, you just put both of those on your chart. The volume profile script doesn't require any updates. Once you install it once, it will continue to work on your charts. The Darkpool script, again, you don't need to update it every single day. 7:30 pre-markets every morning Eastern time, it will update and it will notify you guys. I would recommend doing it at least at the start of the week, or if there's a major event, let's just say it's after an FOMC announcement, or if it's after a CPI report and you want to see if anything changed with the Darkpool levels, then I would recommend definitely updating the script, because QTA will draw the new levels on your charts. These are the tickers that are all included for free. I was just jumping around to some of the more popular tickers. But let's take a look now at something like Tesla. This is with the open interest script. Again, on our chart here, this thick green level is letting us know this is the highest call open interest for this week, or whenever the script was copied. It lets you know whenever you copy the script. So if I were to click this here, it's going to let me know in the description right here what expiration is this for. It's letting us know the date this script is recommended to be used, and this is programmed to calculate the weekly expirations, which is the Friday expiration, and if Friday is a holiday, then it's going to calculate the Thursday expirations. So that's where the open interest levels are coming from. The Darkpool levels are analyzing the previous 30 days worth of trading activity. The deep blue levels are this one. The light blue levels are the ones right here, and then we have the grays. You guys can see this gray stands out a little bit more from the other ones. Didn't really want something to clutter your charts too much, so that's why I would also recommend putting these levels on your charts, maybe drawing out the levels that you really want to pay attention to. So in this case here, maybe draw your own, rectangle around here at the start of the week, and you can change the color, whatever you'd like. And then as the week progresses, you can come here, you can actually double click this and then just turn the study off. So that way it's not going to have too many levels on your chart, and then you can continue with your trading. So I recommend using it more so as a reference tool to get an idea. In other words, let's just say it is Sunday night and you are now doing your analysis for the upcoming week, and you want some sort of non-discretionary way to potentially draw support and resistance levels, supply and demand zones. You would install the Darkpool script. Let's turn it back on. Go here, double click this, just turn it right back on. Once it's on our chart, take a look at the price action, see what levels are significant to you. Maybe leave a note for yourself on the chart, something that you can do with Thinkorswim. If you guys know, if I were to draw a level right here, I can just right click on this. You can put in your own description. So I can just say like title here, make sure you turn this on show and writes, and there we go. Now we have this here. Whatever you want to title it, you can change the colors, you can do whatever you'd like. So use this as a reference. And more importantly, you want to use it whenever there's areas of confluence. I have my alert set right here because 445 is a significant level for Tesla. So if it pokes down below this level, I have the alert here to see if I want to add back to get some calls for potentially February. As with any support or resistance level or any zone on your chart, just because there is a level there does not mean you should jump right into the trade. At the end of the day, we want to pay attention to price action. Same thing here on Thursday. Tesla popped up to this level. We see a clear rejection at 265. If you were trading that day and you saw 265 as a level marked off on your charts, once you see the rejection, if you're day trading, then you know what to do. Whatever other strategies you use, maybe you went short below VWAP with a stop above 265. Everyone's style of trading is different. The intention behind these free tools is to provide you guys with a systematic, non-discretionary way to actually plot support, resistance, and supply and demand zones on your chart. So when you combine them with levels like the volume profile, you'll then get a nice, well-rounded way to plot levels on your chart. As again, we take a look at the volume profile here. A tip or suggestion, I would say, if we were to head to the SPY again, let's take a look at something like the IWM. Something that I would recommend or look for is trade. If you're a momentum trader, you want to really look to take trades on days where price action is not within these types of zones. As you guys can see how choppy price action is in here, as it's in a zone with Darkpool activity. So it's going to be pretty choppy here. Once it exits this area on a gap up day like this, and then we see it come back to a level like this, you guys can see how it moves a little bit more freely through these levels, as there's nothing on our chart other than this high open interest call strike. And then look at how fast price comes back down to this zone. If price is within this area, those are days in which you can tell yourself maybe you won't trade momentum because price is likely going to be choppy. Obviously, depending on the ticker that you trade. Out of curiosity, I'm going to head to something like Amazon. So we can see a lot of Darkpool activity for Amazon down here. There's a lot of open interest levels also on Amazon down here. So if Amazon was to get down to this 150 area to 148 area, I might pay attention to see how is price action interacting here. Does price end up doing something like this, where as soon as it touches in the zone, it gets scooped right back up and we start seeing these hammer candles forming or these long tails on these shadows? That is showing aggressive buyers down in this area. When a Darkpool transaction takes place, it's not crazy to think that there might be some leftover orders in that level, because let's just say you are a huge institution and you want to buy $1 billion worth of Amazon. You're not going to do that $1 billion purchase all at the same time. It might take you a couple weeks to actually fill that many orders. So you might execute a Darkpool order at 150. This could have been maybe a couple weeks back. The transaction takes place and you might have a few more orders left at 150. So let's just say out of your $1 billion orders, let's just say you were able to, execute. You can, obviously these are all theoretical numbers. I'm using $1 billion because Darkpool activity is generally going to be massive numbers. I don't know if it's 1 billion. I don't trade for an institution or a fund nowhere near that size of volume, but this is hypothetically. Let's just say 500 million was filled here. Let's just say 250 million was filled here. And let's just say there's a remaining $250 million worth of Amazon that needs to be filled. The expectation would be that it's still left here. So if price was to come back down to it, that institution, that fund, whatever, whoever it is that was executing that Darkpool can cause a bounce in price. And that's all we need to know as retail traders. So without having a firm understanding, I'm intentionally not trying to explain Darkpool levels, especially with the more and more tools that becomes accessible to us as retail traders. Some of us tend to go a little bit too far down the rabbit hole, and unless your intention is to open up some sort of fund or institution and you're setting up some sort of high frequency trading firm, I think it better serves us to just understand that every level that we draw on our charts is intended to just be an area of interest that can potentially act as a pivot for price, or in other words, a potential support or resistance level or a potential supply and demand zone. Hopefully this intro video to the QTA Darkpool levels helps you guys, and hopefully this new script can help you guys have a great trading year. As with any TOS script, whenever you need to update it, all you have to do is just click the new level. Again, it will always let you know when the script was generated. So if you're ever curious what day is it for based on which one you're using, all you have to do is click it here. Then when you come back to Thinkorswim, head up to your studies tab, go to edit studies, and then the shortcut is you can just double click this little scroll icon right here. So if I double click it, All I have to do is then click here, delete everything else, and then paste in the new levels, and then just press OK, and then press OK, and the new levels will be on your chart. So it takes less than 5 seconds to actually update the levels once you've installed them once. Link is in the description to the Quant Trading App Discord. If you guys have any questions regarding the script, that's what the public chat is there for. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks for watching.